Welcome to MsMojo, and today we are celebrating all the twists, reinventions, and spellbinding emotional moments in Wicked 2 that have fans buzzing for good. And we're starting with everything that you may have overlooked in the film.
You don't want to miss this.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at details that might have flown over your head in Wicked for Good. There will be spoilers for both the film and stage musical.
It's her quiet place where she gets to keep little pieces of her that feel like the real Glinda can still exist.
Number 10. Water Can Melt Her.
Bring me the room of the Wicked Witch of the West. So I have proof that she's dead.
In the Thank Goodness number, rumors about the so-called Wicked Witch of the West spread like wildfire. Of course, there is one thing that can extinguish fire and the witch: water. At least that's what Aussians are led to believe. One of the most notable lyrics in the song is that the witches,
I hear her soul is so unclean, pure water can melt her. Melt her!
In the stage version, this is the first time we hear of this rumor, which Elphaba ultimately uses to her advantage. Wicked for Good introduces this idea even earlier with a subtle detail. We see how propaganda and fake news are being promoted through the press. As one Aussian reads a gossip column, there's a headline reading, "Water Can Melt Her."
Mustn't let you get wet.
Number 9. The Wizard of Lies.
The wonderful Wizard of Oz. No one believed in you more than I did.
Elphaba crashes the Yellow Brick Road's grand unveiling to get the truth out. Since nobody will listen to her directly, she tries to get her message out through skywriting. Using her broomstick, she writes, "Our wizard lies in the clouds." This pays homage to a scene in 1939's The Wizard of Oz, when the Wicked Witch writes, "Surrender Dorothy over the Emerald City."
She's followed us here.
Surrender, Dorothy.
Oh, Dorothy? Who's Dorothy? The wizard will explain it.
Not only is it the same method of spreading the word, but the font is similar as well. Elphaba's efforts are in vain, as Madame Morrible uses her powers to manipulate the message into a threat. It's another reminder that weather is Morrible's specialty, with cloud manipulating just being a warm-up for the twister she'll summon later.
Perhaps a change in the weather.
Number 8. The Rider's Identity Revealed. The first film opened with several recognizable images, such as the witch's hat, flying monkeys, a rainbow, and 4 companions walking down the yellow brick road. Yet there was another invisible whose identity eluded most audiences.
Elphaba, they're coming for you. Just look at me.
Not with your eyes, with theirs.
Fleeing from Kiamoko on horseback is a mysterious hooded figure. Wicked for Good reveals that it was Glinda all along.
Here's the plan. I have no plan.
Well, I do.
Oh, thank Oz.
This makes sense, as Glinda would have been recognized if she had traveled via bubble. Considering how she made fun of her roommate's wardrobe when they were in school, we think it's fitting that Glinda has to dress like Elphaba for this rescue mission. It's one of several signs that Glinda has changed, with the black boots merely being the first step toward goodness. Number 7. Why the Caged Wizard Sings.
I could tell him that I've been lying to him till I'm, forgive me, blue in the face.
The wizard nearly convinces Elphaba to join him after he releases the flying monkeys. Being his former spy in the sky, though, Chistery knows all of the wizard's lies. He shows Elphaba a room full of caged animals, including a speechless Dr. Dillamond. After Elphaba frees the animals, the wizard gets his comeuppance in a few poetically ironic ways. First, Elphaba presses her broomstick against the wizard's neck.
But there's no going back. And we can't move forward not until everyone knows what I know. And once they know the truth,
They're not going to believe it.
For a moment, Elphaba takes away the wizard's ability to speak, just as he's done to the numerous oppressed animals. Fiyero intervenes before Elphaba can go full wicked, but he does pull a gun on the wizard. The tables are turned as Fiyero and Elphaba put the wizard in a giant cage like an animal.
No good deed goes unpunished. That's my creed.
Number 6. Foreshadowing box fate.
Because I knew you.
What have you done to me?
Both Wicked films added a few hints that Bach was bound to become the Tin Man, giving him the surname Woodsman.
I know we don't really know each other yet.
You know what I believe, Vic?
It's Bick. It's Bach.
That strangers are just people I've never met. Bye.
In Wicked for Good, we see Bach chopping wood for Nessa's fireplace, explaining how he got the axe. Most notably, Bach brings Nessa a tea set, which is seemingly comprised of the material that will soon make up his heartless body.
Whatever you say, Madam Governor.
I asked you to call me Nessa. Remember? Bach. Never mind. I'll call you when I've finished.
In the stage version, it's a little unclear why Elphaba went with a Tin Man form to save Bach. We feel like there were a few other spells that could have been used for a shrinking heart.
I lost my heart to Glinda the moment I first saw her.
Lost your heart. Well, we'll see about that.
Here, it's made clearer that Elphaba is improvising with whatever she has on hand. In this case, tin teaware that fuses with Bach's body. Number 5. The significance of Glinda's rainbow.
I want to be magical. For real.
In a flashback, a young Glinda tries to cast a spell. Once her friends see a rainbow in the distance, they ask if she made it. Glinda doesn't exactly lie, but she isn't entirely honest either, saying that she loves rainbows.
There's that beautiful girl with a beautiful life. Such a beautiful life built on lies.
While the rainbow is an obvious Oz hallmark, Glinda's phrasing here echoes 2 lines from the stage show that resurface. When Glinda asks Fiyero if marrying her will make him happy, he says he's always happy. When Elphaba receives word of what happened to Fiyero, she tells Glinda that they've seen his face for the last time. Much like Glinda's comment about the rainbow, Fiyero and Elphaba are technically telling the truth in these instances, but only from a certain point of view.
That's the truth.
Number 4. Animal Underground Railroad.
When you feel you can't fight anymore, just tell yourself there's no place like home. When you feel it's not worth fighting for, compel yourself, because there's no place like home.
Animals serve as an allegory for marginalized groups in the Wicked book, stage musical, and films.
You're the reason why people are turning against the animals. It's all because of you.
We're doing this to keep people safe. All of us will benefit.
And you've known all along. Since the day you met me.
You will benefit too, dearie.
Wicked for Good brings more real-world subtext as construction begins on the yellow brick road. Although the road is supposed to be a symbol of progress that connects all of Oz, the animals are forced to build it. This is reminiscent of how enslaved African Americans worked on railroads in areas like the South before the Civil War. Little does the wizard know that the animals have formed a tunnel under the yellow brick road. Several animals use the tunnel to go into hiding, hoping to find a new home. It feels like a nod to the Underground Railroad, which is appropriate since Cynthia Erivo also played Harriet Tubman.
We need to get back to work bringing slaves to freedom. By train or carriage, horseback, on foot if necessary.
Number 3. Shoes on Fire.
Because I knew you.
L. Frank Baum's original book is in the public domain, which has allowed many artists to incorporate Oz and its characters into new stories. Dorothy's ruby slippers are specific to the MGM version, however.
Then close your eyes and tap your heels together 3 times. And think to yourself, there's no place like home. There's no place like home.
There's no place like home.
As such, adaptations like Wicked often settle for the source material's less iconic silver shoes. Wicked provides a sneaky workaround, however.
Mother's jeweled shoes.
So they can all see how beautiful you are right down to your toes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I love them.
Let me put them with your boxes.
Of course.
Instead of giving Nessa the ability to walk, Elphaba grants her the power of levitation. The scene otherwise mostly plays out like it does in the stage version, with Nessa saying that it feels like her shoes are on fire, so much so that they begin to glow red. They may be knockoffs, but it's the closest the filmmakers can get to ruby slippers without receiving a cease and desist.
The ruby slippers, what have you done with them? Give them back to me or I'll... It's too late. There they are, and there they'll stay.
Number 2. Faces behind the curtain.
Goodbye, Dorothy. Bye, Dodo. It's just that one road the whole time.
Some characters take center stage while others hide in plain sight. We may never see her face, but Bethany Weaver landed one of the most popular roles in fiction as Dorothy in Wicked for Good. While Weaver is a newcomer, the sequel also has a few famous names that might have flown past you. The voice of the Cowardly Lion is none other than Coleman Domingo.
I try to stay busy. The Cowardly Lion I'm really excited about. Wicked is, the first film was one of my favorites last year. And now I'm just, Cynthia Erivo's a dear friend and Ariana Grande. And I get to come in with a nice little cameo as the Cowardly Lion. So I'm excited for people to see it.
Former stage Elphaba Alice Fern also reprises her role as Glinda's mother.
I love you. Just remember, it's not goodbye. It's farewell. We love you.
You have all your kisses.
Yes.
And you will write.
Yes. I love you. Darling. It's that time. I miss you already. Popsicle board the boat. They are gonna miss me so much.
My parents don't even know I left.
Number 1. Recreating the poster.
But there's no place like home.
Elphaba and Glinda may never see each other again, but they're forever intertwined. During the bittersweet finale, we flash back to a happy memory between the two best friends.
Is it true you were her friend?
Friend? Yes. I mean, I did know her. That is, our paths did cross. At school.
Glinda whispers something in Elphaba's ear, putting a smile on her face. While we don't hear what, longtime Wicked fans will pick up on the message hidden in this closing shot. It's an homage to the original poster for the Wicked stage musical, which stems back to the show's pre-Broadway tryouts in San Francisco. The image of two witches sharing a secret reflects how this is their untold story.
What's the full title of Wicked, the musical title?
Wicked, the untold story of the witches of Oz.
Although there isn't a moment in the stage musical that quite resembles the poster, the film has immortalized this shot for good.
I know I'm who I am today because I knew you.
Think of what we could do together.
Did we miss anything you picked up on in Wicked for Good?
For many, Wicked for Good is the story they know, but it's not quite how they remember it. Let's break down now the movie's biggest differences from its Broadway counterpart.
Like a seed drop by a bird in the wood.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at ways that Wicked for Good differs from the second act of its stage counterpart. There will be spoilers on both fronts.
I have been changed for good.
Number 10. More of Dorothy.
Monkeys! Find that Dorothy!
Although Act 2 catches up to The Wizard of Oz, those events are pushed to the sidelines. Dorothy is an unseen figure, a silhouette shot being the most we ever get on stage. Wicked for Good remains focused on Elphaba and Glinda's story, but Dorothy does have more of a presence this time.
Goodbye, Dorothy. Bye, Dodo. It's just that one road the whole time.
Newcomer Bethany Weaver, who comes from a musical and dance background, steps into the role of Dorothy. While we still don't get a good look at her face, there are several shots from behind and from afar as Dorothy walks down the yellow brick road, meets the wizard, and is captured by the Wicked Witch's flying monkeys.
I swear it never ends with that girl.
We're still not entirely sure how she got home in this version, however. Number 9. It Takes 3 to Be Wonderful.
Wonderful, they'll call you wonderful. Come and be wonderful.
Trust me, it's fun.
In the stage musical, Wonderful is shared between the wizard and Elphaba. The wizard makes one last plea for Elphaba to join him. almost convincing her that they can still do wonderful things together.
They call me wonderful, so I am one. In fact, it's so much who I am, it's part of my name.
Elphaba doesn't just give up the chance to be celebrated throughout Oz, but also being with a father figure, in more ways than either realizes. Instead of a duet, the film ups the emotional stakes by bringing Glinda into the number. She's a welcome addition for a few reasons.
They call him wonderful.
So I am wonderful.
He is so wonderful.
Outside of For Good, Glinda and Elphaba aren't given many musical moments together in Act 2 of the show. Glinda's presence reinforces just how much Elphaba is sacrificing. Not just the wizard, not just Oz, but her best friend.
Think of what we could do together.
Number 8, The Yellow Brick Road. The first film featured a scene in which the wizard showcases his plan to construct a road that will lead all Ozians to him. He hasn't quite settled on a color, but Glinda favors yellow.
The yellow, really?
Yes. It just says road to me.
Let me see. Huh. And, oh, Yellow Brick Road.
The wizard's vision for the Oz of tomorrow comes at the expense of the animals' rights. In Wicked for Good, enslaved animals are forced to lay bricks. While the stage musical revealed how animals are being oppressed and silenced, this film goes a step further, with them being used for free labor. This eerily mirrors how enslaved human beings have been used to build entire nations throughout history.
And I don't see why you can't just teach us history instead of always harping on the past.
Because we cannot escape the past, and we ignore it at our own peril.
It also still serves as an allegory for animal cruelty, as it's not far from how some are treated in reality. Number 7, Elphaba as a vigilante.
Elphaba is exiled. She's on her own.
The stage version suggests that Elphaba is doing what she can to help the animals and push back against the wizard. In Wicked for Good, we actually get to see this.
I mean, who could?
You know who could. We both know who could and who has. And I have to find her, because if someone else gets there first,
I'm worried for her too. And I miss her. Can't you see she doesn't want to be found?
During the construction of the Yellow Brick Road, Elphaba swoops in, battling the guards mistreating the animals. She also attempts to expose the wizard's lies as Ozians gather to commemorate the newly established road. Beyond standing up against the establishment, we see Elphaba interact with the animals that she has dedicated her life to protecting.
It's a very lonely road to have moral courage, and we get to see that in Elphaba, fighting for justice.
Despite this, not every animal trusts Elphaba, given some of the things she's done in the past. Even the ones who do would rather flee than fight, making it truly feel like it's Elphaba against Oz.
No good deed goes unpunished. No act of charity goes unresented.
Number 6, Bach trying to break free.
Whatever you say, Madam Governor.
I asked you to call me Nessa. Remember? Bach.
Unlike the stage version, Elphaba already knows that their father is dead when she returns to Nessa, who has become the governor of Munchkinland. Act 2 of the stage show finds Bach reluctantly serving Nessa, who has forced the Munchkins to remain in their homeland, all in the name of unrequited love.
Nessa?
Yes?
Nessa, surely now I'll matter less to you, and you won't mind my leaving here tonight.
Wicked for Good provides more context, showing Bach's initial attempt to leave Nessa. Bach is ready to move on, but Nessa remains stuck in the past. Although Bach always carried a torch for Glinda, you get the sense that he at least cared about Nessa as a friend. Whatever affection he might have had for her is gone upon arriving at the train station, learning that Munchkins are forbidden to leave without Nessa's permission. Number 5, More of the Animals.
To fly!
Wicked for Good gives more attention to the animals, who plan to flee Oz to the land beyond. Among them is Elphaba's former nanny, Dulcibert. Although Elphaba urges them to stay and fight, the cowardly lion argues against this. In his eyes, Elphaba didn't rescue him as a cub, but rather released him into an unfamiliar habitat.
I didn't mean to scare you.
Why is it you're always causing some sort of commotion?
I don't cause commotions, I am one.
That doesn't stop Elphaba from setting a room full of caged animals free. Seeing Dr. Dillamond imprisoned and unable to speak convinces Elphaba that she can never join the wizard. While that last part is in the stage musical, it's never made clear what exactly happened to Dillamond. The film provides more closure, seeing him return to the classroom as animals across Oz are given their rights back. Number 4. A Not-So-Wonderful Wedding.
Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun.
Glinda tells Elphaba that she's marrying Fiyero before even he knows.
Fiyero and I are getting married.
He asked you already?
Oh, he doesn't know yet.
In fact, most of Oz hears the happy news before Fiyero has any idea. Fiyero agrees to go through with the wedding, although his heart belongs to another.
Somehow I faltered under your spell.
Glinda and Fiero's wedding day never comes in the stage show. In Wicked for Good, they almost meet at the end of the altar. Glinda is trying on her wedding dress when Elphaba returns to the Emerald City. She puts a pin in her pending nuptials to convince Elphaba to join the wizard. Glinda takes off after seemingly getting through to her friend. As animals come crashing through the ceremony, though, Glinda's big day gets trampled over, and the heartbreak is just beginning.
There's a girl I know.
He loves her.
So
Number 3. Nessa floats instead of walking.
because I knew you.
While there was no undoing Nessa's tragic fate, the filmmakers made some progressive changes. Upon reuniting on stage, Elphaba enchants Nessa's shoes so she can walk.
What have you done to my shoes?
The PWD community helped Stephen Schwartz and Winnie Holtzman to see that this might have inadvertently sent the message that Nessa's problems would be, quote, solved if she could just walk. To emphasize that was never their intention, the filmmakers strive to do right by Nessa. Casting Marissa Bodie, who uses a wheelchair in real life, was a great start.
The fact that they're casting a disabled actor in Wicked, I think is so important. Being in a wheelchair, we can do anything.
I'm so ready to fly.
Rather than use her magic to make Nessa walk, Elphaba gives her the chance to fly. Even with magic, Nessa's problems won't go away.
I'd always been unsure I could, but finally from these powers.
Despite levitating, she continues her descent into darkness, becoming the Wicked Witch of the East.
The Wicked Witch of the East.
Number 2. New songs.
There's no place like
Being a two-part cinematic experience, we were bound to get a few new tunes. The opening number is expanded upon, while Nessa is given a brief song that stresses why she's called the Wicked Witch of the East.
If I can just make them believe in the truth, that all that he says is a lie.
Elphaba's No Place Like Home serves as a rallying cry to fight for the place you hold dear, even if it's far from perfect.
Why do I love this place that's never loved me?
The song's name alludes to one of Elphaba's lines in the show, which in turn was a nod to Dorothy's iconic line. The girl in the bubble sees Glinda confront her life of luxury, realizing the bubble must pop for the greater good.
For the
I'd like to try to be Glinda the Good.
If not for this new song, the I'm Not That Girl reprise would have been Glinda's only solo in this film.
Don't wish. Don't start. Wishing only warms the heart.
Number 1. Glinda and the Grimmery.
We can't let good be just a word. It has to change things.
Glinda is perhaps given the most development in Wicked for Good. Since childhood, she wanted to be magical, but it appears the closest she'll ever get is a mechanical bubble and a wand that's just for show. As Elphaba and Fiyero venture beyond Oz, Glinda makes good on what her friend would have wanted, reintegrating the animals back into Oz. With this act of leadership, the Grimmery opens for Glinda. This change establishes that the Grimmery didn't respond to Elphaba simply because she had powers since birth. It was because Elphaba has always possessed a good heart. Before knowing Elphaba, Glinda didn't truly understand the meaning of the word good.
It is my heart's desire to become a sorceress. Thank you for having faith in me.
Actually, I have no faith in you. This is your roommate's idea, not mine.
Now that she does, she's ready to carry on what Elphaba started, with the Grimmary's help. Do you think these changes were for the better?
After watching Wicked for Good, The Wizard of Oz hits a little differently. Here's everything you'll notice when viewing the classic with fresh eyes.
Haven't you heard? I'm the Wicked Witch of the West.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the moments in Wicked for Good that made us pause a clock tick and think back to how it all ties into The Wizard of Oz. Of course, this means we will be discussing plot points from the whole story, so this is your spoiler warning.
I swear it never ends with that girl.
Number 10. Could Dorothy hear Elphaba and Glinda singing For Good? You may have seen all those TikToks of people reimagining For Good from Dorothy's perspective.
Forgiveness. Like locking me up. Not for me.
They're funny, true, but also they do kind of have a point. Glinda literally came to beg Elphaba to let Dorothy go, but then gets sidetracked when she realizes this is goodbye.
Elphaba, they're coming for you. Just look at me.
Not with your eyes, with theirs.
So if you think about it, Dorothy is trapped in some basement, probably listening to every word that's being sung. What could possibly be going through her mind? Or maybe she was too distressed to pay attention. Either way, we're guessing it didn't leave much of a handprint on her heart because she still went ahead and threw that bucket of water.
Don't throw that water! You cursed brat! Look what you've done!
Number 9. Hey Madame Morrible, are you a good witch or a bad witch? When you live in a bubble, your thinking is likely to be a little black and white. Like Glinda, who has at some point in her life learned that only bad witches are ugly.
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
If we were Dorothy, we'd be insulted if she'd even have to ask. Anyway, if anything, this sounds like she's just parroting some vile propaganda that's been spun to take down her friend.
Her green skin is but an outward manifestorium of her twisted nature.
However, we then also have to wonder if this is why she took far too long to question Madame Morrible's motives. Did she think no one that beautiful could possibly be bad? Instead, she learns the hard way that true beauty or ugliness lives on the inside.
Wave. And shut your mouth!
Number 8. Why does Glinda send Dorothy to the Emerald City? The wizard is all smoke and mirrors, and Glinda knows that. So when she sent Dorothy and her little dog, Dodo, is it, down the yellow brick road, what was she thinking?
I'm a public figure now. People expect me to fly. Be encouraging.
She knew he had no real power to help Dorothy. So was it just to get Dorothy out of the way? Was she concerned about a Munchkin uprising?
And we will glorify your name. You'll be a bust in the Hall of Fame.
Or maybe she was hoping, as a traveler himself, the wizard might actually surprise them all by being helpful for once? We guess it wouldn't have been very good for her image to simply say, "Sorry kid, can't help ya," and then float away in her bubble. She could have at least offered a shortcut.
Goodbye, Dorothy. Bye, Dodo. It's just that one road the whole time.
Number 7. Fly, fly, fly. Although Wicked isn't technically part of the Wizard of Oz canon, this is the point where both paths on the Yellow Brick Road come back together. Before Elphaba had a name, we knew her simply as the Wicked Witch of the West, so it makes sense that the film tips its pointed hat to the 1939 version. Like Elphaba's cackle, which is clearly an homage to Margaret Hamilton's performance.
Please, where'd you get that?
Also, when she frees the winged monkeys, she repeatedly tells them to fly.
To fly!
Echoing the line long tied to their send-off in The Wizard of Oz, it's a clever repurposing of a classic quote, reshaped to fit the Elphaba we meet in this story.
Now fly! Fly!
Number 6. How did the lion learn to speak? When we first meet the lion, he's just a frightened little cub. who we're told is caged so that he'll never learn to speak.
One benefit of caging an animal this young is that in all likelihood, he'll never learn to speak.
Elphaba and Fiyero break him out, and now, years later, he's back and quite articulate. So we have to wonder where he picked up speech, especially in a world where animals were being terrorized into silence.
I haven't any courage at all. I even scare myself. Look at the circles under my eyes. I haven't slept in weeks.
Why don't you try counting sheep?
That doesn't do any good. I'm afraid of them.
Had he been lurking in the shadows, listening and learning? Considering his cowardice, we're guessing he wasn't exactly out there mixing and mingling. His grudge against Elphaba adds an interesting wrinkle, but he seems to miss the fact that without her, he wouldn't even have the voice he's using to gripe.
You see, the lion also has a grievance to repay. If she let him fight his own battles when he was young, he wouldn't be a coward today!
Number 5. How long had the Tin Man been rusting? In The Wizard of Oz, the Tin Man tells Dorothy he'd been rusted solid for about a year after getting caught in the rain.
About a year ago, I was chopping that tree when suddenly it began to rain. And right in the middle of the chop, I rusted solid. And I've been that way ever since.
Perhaps it only felt that long because, through the Wicked lens, that timeline makes little sense. Bok escapes Nessa right after his transformation, and the next time we see her, she's out in the storm searching for him. Though we doubt she's been looking for an entire year.
What have you done to me?
Because if she thought she was crushed by Bok abandoning her, she didn't yet grasp the meaning of the word. We also doubt Dorothy and the Scarecrow spent a year skipping down the yellow brick road before meeting the Tin Man.
We were just wondering why you couldn't come with us to the Emerald City to ask the Wizard of Oz for a heart.
Well, suppose the wizard wouldn't give me one when we got there.
Oh, but he will. He must. We've come such a long way already.
Number 4. How did Glinda take Nessa's shoes without magic? For most of For Good, it's made quite clear to us that any power Glinda appears to have is just an illusion.
Does that do what I think it does?
No. No way!
I'm obsessulated.
We're really digging our heels in on this one, but how exactly did she get Nessa's shoes on Dorothy's feet? For one thing, Elphaba only recently enchanted them, so Glinda couldn't have even known of their magical qualities yet. Even in The Wizard of Oz, she seems to learn of their powers in real time.
Give me back my slippers. I'm the only one that knows how to use them. They're no use to you. Give them back to me. Give them back.
Keep tight inside of them. Their magic must be very powerful, or she wouldn't want them so badly.
You might think maybe the shoes chose Dorothy, but again, they were enchanted by Elphaba. So why would they choose the girl who just bumped off their previous wearer, aka her sister?
But just try to stay out of my way. Just try. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
Number 3. Did the Wicked Witch truly melt? We promise you we're not trying to rewrite cinema history. Even so, considering the twist not-so ending to Elphaba's story, it does make you look at the original melting scene a little differently.
I can't just stand there grinning, pretending to go along with all this.
For starters, why would there be a fully loaded bucket of water in the witch's castle to begin with? Carelessness or malice? Who knows? Secondly, have you ever truly paid attention to the witch's swan song?
I'm melting! Melting! Oh, what a world! What a world! Who would have thought a good little girl like you could destroy my beautiful wickedness?
That's a little on the dramatic side, don't you think? Almost as if she's putting on a performance for the benefit of an audience, right? What a world would it be if this whole dramatic exit were also just for show?
I'm going!
Number 2. Why was Fiyero hanging about with Dorothy? We get why the movie kept Dorothy mostly in the background, but as fans, we really wish they'd cleared up a few things about her new alliances.
You're the best friends anybody ever had. And it's funny, but I feel as if I've known you all the time. But I couldn't have, could I?
Like, did Fiyero and Bok seriously not recognize each other's voices? Or maybe Fiyero did clock Bok but kept quiet, since Bok is definitely not Team Elphaba. Also, why is Fiyero tagging along with the kid wearing Nessa's stolen shoes, who's literally been sent to kill Elphaba and take her broom?
Bring me the broom of the Wicked Witch of the West.
Did he think staying close would help him reach her? If so, that's quite a risk. We would have loved a little more insight into what was going through that straw-filled head of his.
In my head, I'd be scratching while my thoughts were busy hatching if I only had a brain.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. The poppies. Interesting, the wizard should adorn himself with poppies when he has most of Oz fast asleep.
With poison in it, but attractive to the eye and soothing to the smell. Poppies. Poppies will put them to sleep.
Our wizard lies. We guess that Surrender Dorothy skywriting wasn't her first attempt.
Who's her? Who's her?
It's the witch. She's followed us here.
Surrender, Dorothy.
The Lullaby League. Does anyone else think the dancers during Thank Goodness are giving the Lullaby League?
And in the name of the Lullaby League, we wish to welcome you to Munchkin Land.
Where are those mean talking trees? It would give a whole new meaning to character growth.
Right. Bye, Elphaba. Love you from the shoulder pad.
You just always look just a joy.
Good. Joyful.
Number 1. Why didn't Glinda just send Dorothy home to begin with? For decades, fans have pondered this question and even offered satirical answers.
You've always had the power to go back to Kansas. Excuse me?
Why didn't you tell her before?
Because she wouldn't have believed me.
Are you out of your mind? You came down in a big bubble. I would have believed anything that you said.
However, it's possible that For Good may have just given us the best response we could have asked for. As one social media theory suggests, when Glinda first meets Dorothy, she genuinely is unable to help because, well, she has no real magic.
You can wave that wand all you want, but you have no real power.
However, by the time they reunite at the end, she now has the Grimoire. And as we see, it's her desire to genuinely do good that finally makes it open up for her. So she can now send Dorothy home. As for the tapping of the heels and chanting, well, she does love a spectacle.
Then close your eyes and tap your heels together 3 times. And think to yourself, there's no place like home.
Is there anything else about Wicked for Good that made you rethink The Wizard of Oz?
Get the tissues ready, because here comes Wicked for Good's biggest emotional peaks.
Just look at me. Not with your eyes, but theirs.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the moments in Wicked for Good that had us weeping buckets. We will be discussing plot points, including changes from the stage show, so this is your spoiler warning.
Somehow I've fallen under your spell.
Number 10, The Girl in the Bubble. Following the march of the witch hunters, Glinda is finally forced to truly look at herself in the mirror.
Such a beautiful life built on lies for the girl.
Is good just a title she wears as an accessory, like her bubble? Or is it something she actually wants to be? The way the scene is shot is gorgeous, with the audience repeatedly glimpsing Glinda through her reflection, mirroring her performance of goodness for her adoring public and her true self, which feels almost lost in this house of mirrors.
Technically, it was just such a massive assignment from making sure each step that I took matched on either side of the filming, and then emotionally it had to line up, and vocally it had to line up.
Still, we see she's always held on to some of who she was, even if it's hidden away. Ariana Grande sings it with such sincerity that you can't help but feel moved.
It's time for her bubble to pop.
Number 9. Elphaba finds Dr. Dillamond. After Glinda and the wizard almost convince Elphaba to join them in being wonderful, Chistery points her toward a secret passage where the wizard has been keeping animals in cages. Elphaba had a premonition of this in part 1, but that doesn't soften the blow. She spots her old professor among the imprisoned animals and learns he's lost his ability to speak, despite his promise to never stop speaking out.
They can take away my job, but I shall continue speaking out. Listen to me. You're not being told the whole story.
It's heartbreaking to see Dr. Dilliman stripped of everything that made him who he was. Seeing her former mentor this way breaks Elphaba, sharpening her resolve against the wizard. We might have known it was coming, but that didn't stop it from hurting us too.
It's you. You're behind all of this.
Number 8. The wizard always wanted to be a father. Perhaps the one thing the wizard ever said that might hold any truth is that he always wanted to be a father.
I am a sentimental man who always longed to be a father.
And the only reason we believe that is his reaction when he learns that Chance had been in front of him all along, and he had doused it with a bucket of water. Turns out that drinking green elixirs results in green babies.
So have another drink of green elixir, and we'll have ourselves a little mixer. Have another little swallow, little lady, and follow me down.
You can almost see every reckless decision he ever made, fueled by greed and ambition, flash before his eyes as he considers the ultimate cost of it all. The wizard is hardly a sympathetic character, but in this moment, his grief feels very real.
You know, we could be like a family. You know, I've never really had a family.
Lucky you.
That's why I've wanted to give the citizens of Oz everything.
Number 7. No place like home. Many of us can relate to not feeling like we belong somewhere that should feel like home, but perhaps no one knows that ache like Elphaba and the animals, who now feel they have no choice but to flee Oz.
Why do I love this place that's never loved me? But there's no place like home.
Dulcibert, perhaps the only one who ever made Elphaba feel like she belongs, is among them, a heartbreaking reminder of everything she's lost.
It's all right, little one. Shh. We'll look after you.
In this song about belonging, Elphaba questions why she's fighting so hard for a place that has always othered her. No Place Like Home becomes a powerful call to fight for a world we can all live in. Cynthia Erivo shared that everyone was in tears filming it. And honestly, us too.
It's them we'll be defeating if we keep on repeating. There's no place like home.
Number 6. I'm Not That Girl reprise. Fiyero and Elphaba are reunited after an animal stampede crashes his and Glinda's wedding. After some tension, Elphaba learns that, thankfully, Fiyero isn't as easily brainwashed as the rest of Oz.
For a while there, I thought you changed.
I have changed.
When Glinda walks in, she's dealt a devastating blow. What she believed would be the happiest day of her life becomes one of her worst. She realizes she never truly had Fiyero's heart, and now believes the two people she loves most have betrayed her.
Don't wish. Don't start. Wishing only warms the heart.
As she walks through the setting that should have marked the start of her happily ever after, Glinda's heartache feels so authentic that we have to believe Grande was pulling from something very real and very painful, and we feel it all.
I'm not that girl.
Number 5. The Face-Off in Munchkinland. This time, it's Elphaba's turn to feel betrayed, thinking Glinda orchestrated Nessa's death to capture her.
I'm a public figure now. People expect me to fly. Be encouraging.
Fortunately, Fiyero shows up just in time, demanding they let the green girl go by threatening Glinda's life. She's devastated, of course, but trusts he would never actually hurt her, proving it by moving so that the barrel of his gun is aimed at her face.
You can't resist this.
Who could?
You know who could.
It's almost like she's testing whether his love for Elphaba is more real than the love he ever claimed to have for her. For Glinda, this is a brutal reality check, shattering the illusion of whatever she believed she and Fiyero shared. Even so, she clearly hasn't stopped caring for him.
There's a girl I know. He loves her so
Number 4. No Good Deed. We all had high hopes for this showstopper, and wow, did Arrivo deliver.
What good is this chanting? I don't even know what I'm reading. I don't even know what trick I ought to try.
No Good Deed picks up right after the scene we just discussed, with Elphaba thinking about how her attempts to do good somehow ended up hurting the people she cares about. We know that's not totally true, but the emotion in every lyric gave us chills from the first Elika Namen Namen to the very last note. Between the flashbacks and shots of Fiyero in the field, the words hit even harder. She sings with so much power, hurt, and frustration that if she'd been in the room, we would have given her a standing ovation to rival the total movie runtime.
Since I can't succeed, Fiyero saving you, I promise no good deed will I attempt to do again, ever again.
Number 3, As Long As You're Mine. On stage, this is probably the show's steamiest moment, but in the movie, they slow things down, with Elphaba still needing a little time to let her guard down.
Kiss me too fiercely, hold me too tight. I need help believing you're with me tonight.
Apparently, Jonathan Bailey improvised that moment where he takes off her cape to show her she's safe with him. The whole scene becomes this slow, careful peeling back of emotional layers, letting the audience really feel Elphaba's hesitation, her longing, and finally her euphoria.
Come be how you want to, and see how bright we shine.
Since she says she can't believe Fiyero chose her, it makes sense that she needs time to let that sink in. The levitation is a sign that Elphie has finally accepted the joy of being truly seen and loved. And it's beautiful.
As long as you're mine.
Number 2, the finale. We thought we'd single-handedly cause a global tissue shortage watching the finale. Seeing Glinda fulfill Elphaba's heart's desire was beautifully satisfying.
My heart's desire is for you to help the animals. Something bad is happening to them and they need you.
Then seeing familiar faces from the Sugar Glider to Dr. Dillamond broke us. Then there was Glinda walking up the stairs with the Grimoire to the same place where she and Elphaba made their choices all that time ago.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason.
Seeing the Grimoire open for her after she vowed to truly live up to the name Good was the next moment that took us down.
I'd like to try to be Glinda the Good.
Finally, that closing shot, recreating the show poster, was the final straw. Sorry, Fiyero. It was a good thing the movie ended there, because we probably couldn't see or hear anything more after that anyway. Number 1, For Good. It's no secret that our leading ladies formed a tight bond behind the scenes.
But I know I'm who I am today because I knew you.
When they sing what's already the emotional heart of the soundtrack, it really feels like Cynthia and Ari are sharing the moment just as much as Elphaba and Glinda. They filmed multiple versions, and John M. Chu ended up choosing the quietest, most honest one, stripping away all the bells and whistles so the audience can experience every emotion with them.
By a wind off the sea, like a sea drop by a bird in the wood.
And just when we thought we might never recover, we get that final, heartbreaking I love you as they become separated by the door, a moment they apparently improvised. It's a farewell that's sure to stay with the audience for good.
I have been changed for good.
Which Wicked for Good moment will stay with you like a handprint on your heart?
Okay, as we saw earlier, Wicked for Good forged its own path with many revisions. Well, here now are 5 that soared and 5 changes that sparked debate.
We will be wonderful.
You'll make me wonderful.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the stage-to-screen alterations from the second act of Wicked that were changed for the better, and the ones that weren't as celebrated throughout all of Oz by longtime fans. Spoilers ahead.
For a while there, I thought you changed.
I have changed.
Number 5, changed for the better, the politics of Munchkinland. If we follow the yellow brick road back to where it began, the Oz story has always carried a political pulse. The stage show brushes past how iron-fisted Nessa's rule over Munchkinland really is, with Bach briefly explaining she took away most of the already limited rights the Munchkins had.
Perhaps a friendly game of cards once I'm done working?
Whatever you say, Madam Governor.
The movie takes a different approach, with Bach witnessing Munchkins and animals being blocked from traveling without permits. It really brings the whole political climate into sharper focus, with corrupt leaders targeting certain groups as they cling to their power.
And back where I come from, everybody knows that the best way to bring folks together is to give them a real good enemy.
It also directly ties into the real-world persecution Wicked has always alluded to, something that sadly still feels painfully familiar today.
The concept of a regime clinging to power by way of this cult of personality. And we see an awful lot of how they use propaganda as a tool to do that, and fear-mongering and scapegoating.
Number 5, controversial, the lion's expanded role. In the stage show, the Cowardly Lion is basically an off-screen presence, other than a tail we see during March of the Witch Hunters.
The lion also has a grievance to repay. If she let him fight his own battles when he was young, he wouldn't be a coward today!
In the film, we not only get to see him, but hear him as well. As Elphaba tries to convince the animals to stay and fight for the Oz they want to live in, he finds enough courage to tell them all that Elphaba's not to be trusted. After all, she did cub-nap him, right?
Tell them what she did to you! How you were just a cub. And she cub-napped you!
As the wizard says, it's all in which label is able to persist. However, that's it for the lion. Maybe after the fanfare over Coleman Domingo's casting, we were expecting more?
And I get to come in with a nice little cameo as the Cowardly Lion, so I'm excited for people to see it.
Number 4, changed for the better, making Glinda wonderful. According to composer Stephen Schwartz, the creative team realized for a movie that, at its heart, is supposed to be about Elphaba and Glinda's friendship, the two of them barely spend any real time together.
In the second act of the show, Glinda and Elphaba actually don't meet up again until very late in that second act.
They also figured that adding Glinda to this number would make her way more complicit in the wizard's whole operation, and give her a fuller arc overall.
They call him wonderful.
So I am wonderful.
He is so wonderful. It's part of his name.
For us, it also made sense that an old friend might talk Elphaba around more easily than the wizard, whom she clearly doesn't trust. With Glinda, she has years of history, which gives her more pull, especially when she reminds her of those more wonderful times they once shared. Number 4, controversial, lyric changes to wonderful. While Glinda being added was actually kind of wonderful, the new lyrics and that whole intro, not so much.
Take it from a wise old carny. Once folks buy into your blarney.
This song's whole point is the wizard pulling back his emerald curtain and being real with Elphaba for once. We already said that she's not easily swayed, but it's his realness here that almost gets her.
It feels wonderful. They think I'm wonderful. Hey, look who's wonderful. This corn-fed hick.
In the new version, though, it feels more like it's about his smoke and mirrors act and carnival past. Come on, would Elphaba really go for that? Fans weren't happy that some of the lyrics they loved got swapped for weaker ones, which kinda watered down Elphaba's temptation and her main conflict in that moment.
Is one an invader or noble crusader? It's all in which label is able to persist.
Number 3, changed for the better, the Wicked Witch of the East. There were several changes to this number, from Elphaba's entrance to her prior knowledge of their dad's passing, the slower melody, and some lyric changes.
The moment when I read Glinda's going to be wed to Fiero.
Glinda.
Yes, Nessa, that's right.
A while back, we learned that, unlike in the stage version, Nessa wouldn't gain the ability to walk in the movie, remedying the show's more ableist approach. Instead, we get this really lovely moment where Elphaba helps her sister relive the feeling she had that night at the Ozdust Ballroom.
That night when I felt I was floating on air. I want to feel that again.
What unfolds shifts the focus away from her wheelchair as a so-called limitation and toward her unrequited love for Bach. His transformation is even more shocking than the stage version. It's this generation's winged monkey nightmare fuel for sure.
What have you done to me?
Number 3. Controversial, the new songs. With the film now split into 2 parts, there's more time to delve into what our 2 leads are feeling.
Broadway. Broadway beat. Broadway beat. Broadway beat.
For Elphaba, No Place Like Home is her plea to the animals not to leave, while reflecting on her own experiences in Oz. Some fans loved the emotional depth, but others felt it dragged the story and disrupted the pacing.
When you feel it's not worth fighting for, compel yourself, because there's no place like home.
The girl in the bubble is when Glinda finally faces the consequences of her choices. Again, for some, this felt like filler and just a little meh. They also found the timing odd, although that's since been explained by the movie's editor. Both songs are staged and performed beautifully, but we wonder if we'd miss them if they weren't there.
Isn't it high time for her bubble to pop?
Number 2, changed for the better. The animals get more screen time. One of the best changes in this film is how the animals become more active participants in the story.
It's a very lonely road to have moral courage, and we get to see that in Elphaba, fighting for justice.
On stage, we mostly hear about her mission, but the movie lets us see it. She reunites with Dulcibert, who is among the animals fleeing Oz, and we've already discussed the lion's bigger role. It also raises the emotional stakes by revealing a chamber full of caged animals, where Elphaba finds her former professor, now stripped of speech. It all ties perfectly into her motivation in for good, because we really see what she's fighting for.
She's actually embracing the magic that she has and figuring out how to use that to do good the way she needs to.
By deepening her connections with the animals, the film makes her mission feel more immediate and their suffering far more urgent.
But think how you will grieve for all you leave behind. Oz belongs to you too.
Number 2, controversial, losing the transition after I'm Not That Girl reprise. One of the most iconic musical moments in Act 2 of Wicked is that seamless transition from the I'm Not That Girl reprise to As Long As You're Mine.
I'm not that girl.
Glinda's heartbreak, cutting right into Elphaba and Fiero's love story, works beautifully on every level. But the film slows this down, giving the audience more time to sit in Glinda's grief and builds more slowly toward the love duet. The original version underscores Glinda's loss in the most painful way possible. Her dream is ending just as her friend's true happiness is beginning, and the audience is forced to feel both sides intensely and instantaneously. Sadly, we're kinda robbed of that without that immediate transition.
I'm not that girl.
Number 1, changed for the better, the ending. From For Good to that final shot, yes, a moment for that please, might just be the strongest part of the movie.
I know I'm who I am today because I knew you.
Glinda finally gets a clear redemption arc, taking charge and using her new position to truly make good in Oz. We were so happy we could melt when she followed through on Elfie's wish and welcomed all Ozians back into society.
We can't let good be just a word. It
has to mean something.
Seeing Dr. Dillamond back in his classroom brought tears to our eyes. The movie keeps the musical's bittersweet ending, but adds a magical final moment, the Grimmery opening for Glinda. Some believe it's a sign from Elphaba, but we think it opens because Glinda is finally living up to her title, Glinda the Good.
I'd like to try to be Glinda the Good.
Number 1, controversial, a new take on As Long as You're Mine. No, not because of that cardigan. On stage, Elphaba and Fiyero can't keep their hands off each other.
As long as you're mine, I'll wake up my head and make up for lost time.
In the movie, it's a slower development, with Elphaba starting at a distance and the two working their way toward that moment of levitation. The reason is sweet. Elphaba can't believe Fiyero chose her, and after years of guarding herself, she can't let her walls down instantly.
I need help believing you're with me tonight.
Fiyero has to prove she's safe and that it's real. Since the film can't exactly pause every viewing to explain that, these changes were kinda confusing. It's also possible it was edited to fit its PG rating. So, does that mean there's a steamier, uncut version somewhere?
What is it?
For the first time, I feel wicked.
What changes were you thrillified by, and which did you find most scandalous?
We are going to end things today by peeling back the curtain and looking at behind-the-scenes stories about the making of Wicked for Good.
You know, when we were talking about just Wicked Part 1, we couldn't talk about the full breadth and meat of what this story actually is.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most thrillifying behind-the-scenes tidbits from Wicked for Good.
I'm sorry, all my contact came out.
It was a really cherished moment.
I loved scaring you.
Number 10, the right kind of yellow. As we saw in Part 1, finding a color that
It just says road to me.
is incredibly important. What we didn't get to see, however, was how they perfected the shade of yellow that screams road the loudest. According to John M. Chu, when we first saw his yellow brick road, it didn't seem yellow enough. Just because you see one thing with your eyes doesn't mean the camera captures it the same way. The yellow brick road is one of the most indelible visuals in movie history, so it had to be perfect.
I did not understand emotionally how it would feel until you have the yellow brick road in front of you. And you're like, oh shit, we're making Oz. That was like a surreal moment.
The team ended up working to the wire to ensure the brightness popped on screen just as it had all those years ago. Number 9, Madame Morrible's choreography. One thing you may not know about Michelle Yeoh is that she comes from a dance background.
And I understand the rhythm and the emotion of what Madame Morrible can do.
This turned out to be quite helpful when she was trying to find her character's movements and how to convey so many layers of depth through hand gestures. She collaborated with choreographer Christopher Scott to come up with the movements Madame Morrible would conjure up when summoning a certain something.
She would just start to move with the influences from Tai Chi and from Kung Fu and martial arts, and through that, and then I do like a lot of finger tutting and hand stuff, and so I would just, we had never said it verbally, but it was like she would go into that world and I would like work with her there, and then I would be like, and then like little things like this, she'd be like, oh, I like that.
They worked together on even the smallest styling to come up with these gestures that reflected so much of what they wanted to convey to the audience about the character. Of course, it helped having these grand, swishy sleeves that you just want to swoop around.
And of course, Paul had designed the most amazing dress that had these long, sleeves that I could flick in the air, which I did. And the effect was spectacular.
Number 8, the makeup process. How much time do you spend on your makeup routine? Granted, probably few of us get fully greenified as part of the process, but by the sounds of it, Cynthia Erivo's daily routine was more like an endurance test.
So every day was a 2-hour, 45 minutes to 3-hour makeup session, and then it was an hour and a half D-rig session. A D-rig is when everything comes off.
It would take around 3 hours to get her ready, and then about an hour and a half to get it all off at the end of the day. Oh, and did we mention that this was over a long period?
So from day 1 to day, I don't even know.
Yeah.
200 and something.
200 and something, yeah.
It was every day, 3 hours in a chair, sometimes more. Every day was an early day. Every day started between, I think my pickup was sometimes 4 a.m., 5 a.m.
Very often starting at times that most of us are still fast asleep. There's no denying Erivo looks phenomenal, but knowing she basically sacrificed sleep to give us that makes us love her even more.
It takes a second to wind down. I would always shower because the green gets everywhere.
Yeah.
So by the time I get to bed, it's like 12 and then I'm up at 3 a.m.
Number 7. John M. Chu's mood board. We'll cover how both parts of the movie were filmed later. For now, let's look at how Chu set the tone for each scene.
There was an opportunity to expand Wicked from the stage, so we could expand that world, expand the emotions of it.
For one thing, since the movie was shot out of sequence, it was important to make sure everyone was on the same page in terms of the emotions they wanted to convey. So he created an emotional buzzword for each scene to give everyone, from actors to designers to editors, a mood to work with.
It actually was extremely technical feat to go back and forth, and we all had to be in complete cohesion and understanding of where we were in the story emotionally, and I had to have really have a lot of clarity of what we were trying to say.
While part 1 had lots of big, flashy moments, For Good has a more intimate feel, which he created by getting his creative team, quote, out of the way so the scenes felt more honest.
In a movie, you can be 2 inches from her face. Oh yeah, you can be 10,000 feet above that moment. That's exciting.
Number 6. Where have we seen those sets before? In For Good, there are some fun callbacks to part 1 tucked into the production design.
Is the book place. There's a collection of rare books around here somewhere, and some medium rare as well.
A few sets return in updated forms, including the governor's mansion, where small details from Shiz's library and Madame Morrible's quarters can be spotted. The Emerald City gets a redesign too, so it reflects the trio now running things: the Wizard, Madame Morrible, and Glinda.
It's more important than ever that you lift everyone's spirits. As only you can.
Even the train that first brought the leading ladies into the Emerald City shows up again, now fully Glindified. We have no doubt there's more to look out for too. All of it adds these nice touches that make the movies feel connected, and it's genuinely satisfying to catch them all.
You don't want to miss this.
Number 5. The Wonderful Wizard of the Wardrobe. Paul Tazwell, that's Oscar winner Paul Tazwell's costumes in part 1 are outstanding. And he's back working his magic again on For Good.
There's an emotional arc that's created by the choices that I'm making as far as the clothes are concerned. They're different reflections of who these women are and what their style is. And as we move through their year, they're also emotionally changing.
You can read so much about these characters just by looking at what they wear. From the wizard's showman look to Madame Morrible's lightning-esque embellishments, to Glinda's wedding and bubble dresses. But pay close attention to Elphaba's outfit. You've seen it before. Kinda.
Everything that she chooses to wear is very intentional. It supports where she is emotionally and within her character.
Tazwell has brilliantly incorporated looks from her past to show her metamorphosis and how she's embraced the person she's become. Although Fierro certainly left his mark too. Erivo also used specific perfumes to ignite the emotions each scene demanded.
Perfume, so there's a scent that's specific to Elphaba at the very beginning. Then there's a scent for Elphaba at the end of the first film. And then there's a scent for Elphaba in the second movie.
Anyway, if Tazwell doesn't get another Oscar, we'll eat Elphaba's hat. Number 4. Writing the new songs. It sounds like the 2 new songs, No Place Like Home and The Girl in the Bubble, were real team efforts. Not just with their performers, but with Chu himself.
Such a beautiful life built on lies for the
Just like he did with much of Stephen Schwartz and Winnie Holtzman's material, Chu seemed to push the composer to dig deeper into what the songs were trying to say.
Why do I love this place that's never loved me? But there's no place like home.
Schwartz would send musical voice notes, and Chu would come back with questions like, "Where are you going with that?" Or "What about this?" Together, they worked through all the what-ifs to create 2 songs that pull the audience into Elphaba and Glinda's minds, and give even more insight into their psyche than the stage runtime could ever allow.
We could go into more depth with the characters at certain points in the story, and there were a couple of places that felt like they needed to sing.
We'd also be remiss not to mention the intricate choreography that helped bring those emotional beats to the audience in those moments.
She was using her daughter's like little toy dolls and her iPhone to choreograph the camera movement in and out.
way.
So technically it was just such a massive assignment, from making sure each step that I took matched on either side of the filming, and then emotionally it had to line up and vocally it had to line up, and everyone had to kind of be very in sync.
Number 3, Ariana Grande loses a contact. If you've seen the show, you'll know there's a scene toward the end where Glinda has a revelation, which Madame Morrible quickly and fiercely shuts down. Chu apparently told Michelle Yeoh to unleash her biggest, scariest inner witch for this moment. In fact, he literally told her to, quote, scare the hell out of her co-star.
And I love when I look at you, you're like fresh and naive. And then John will come up to me and say, scare the hell out of Ariana. And I'm like, are you sure? She says, yes.
And she did. Maybe a little too well. In an outtake from the scene, Ariana Grande actually breaks character because Yeoh's commitment scared the contact lens right out of her.
She was so scared. A contact lens popped out.
My contact. I'm sorry, all my contact.
Don't worry, Grande holds no grudge. Glinda, on the other hand, well, you'll just have to wait and see.
So I just turned and ran at her, literally like, this
Best moment of my life.
Number 2, capturing the title song. As great as it would be if every shooting day went perfectly according to schedule, working with the elements, especially in the UK, means Plan A sometimes gets rain-checked for Plan B.
We actually shot for good on a weather cover day, which meant that we were supposed to be shooting outside at Munchkinland, but it was raining, so we decided to come inside and do for good, so it was a surprise.
That was actually the case for capturing the song's title number for good.
Like a sea drop by a bird in the wood.
Given how the song has the tendency to stay like a handprint on even the iciest hearts, it sounds like perhaps that worked in their favor, as there wasn't much time to overthink it.
So, because we kind of were just thrown into it.
It just had to show up.
So there was no sort of anticipatory sort of like, oh, we're going to be doing it on this day. We just sort of, well, it's the weather cover day. This is what it is. Let's be where we are.
It wasn't like it was a one-day shoot either. The leading lady shared that they filmed multiple versions, only for Chu to choose the most stripped-back, quietly devastating take of them all.
I just love that John went with the simplest and quietest and most honest version. Even though he covered it so many different ways, it just speaks to how incredible he is as a director. Just
completely
kind of
attuned to what is necessary to tell the story.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Jeff Goldblum goes veggie. The oppression of animals in the movie changed Goldblum for good.
After doing this movie, we talked about the animal cruelty. I stopped eating meat and poultry.
Casting Coleman Domingo. When John M. Chu slides into your DMs to ask you to be in the movie, you don't say no.
Mo, there's a
Sangria Hour. The cast apparently set up a secret sangria hour to help them cool off on a particularly warm day.
And before we could blink, someone came around the corner and was like, I've got a bottle of sangria here and some cups with ice in it if you want one. I was like, yes, please.
Number 1. Both movies were shot at once. You might have had to wait a whole year to see the story reach its grand conclusion, but Chu chose to shoot it all at once to get the bigger picture, control the pacing, and make sure they were delivering a fully fleshed out story. However, that doesn't mean it was all shot linearly.
To stay in that emotional state, that's huge.
Oh yeah, bouncing back and forth between like dancing at shiz and death.
As Chu shared, they went from the fun highs of Popular to the emotional depths of For Good practically back to back.
And that we were shooting at the same time. So one day we'd be shooting Popular, and like 2 days later we'd be shooting pieces of For Good or moments where they're way more mature. So they're
Meanwhile, Bronwyn James shared that she only knew where they were in the Wicked timeline once she'd put on her costume for the day.
It was very much like, I'm just going to go in and like, I'll know what I'm doing by whatever costume I've got.
Well, at least we don't have to wait long to see if these decisions impacted the story for the better. Which behind-the-scenes story has you most excited for Wicked for Good?
That's going to do it for this enchanting look at Wicked for Good. Hope you enjoyed yourself. I've been Matt for MsMojo, and I'll see you next time.